Today, I'm going to be getting platinums on all 3 games from the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reboot Trilogy. From completing all of the campaigns on Veteran to fighting my way through a bunch of insane special op missions, and even having to kill 50,000 zombies, all totaling up to 93 trophies. These games ended up being quite the journey, so let's get into it. Alright, starting off with Modern Warfare 2019. This game has a 3 out of 10 difficulty and 28 trophies, including the Special Ops one for completing all 4 missions, which I'll also be getting, because you gotta get that 100%. But to start off, I jump into the campaign on Veteran, and for some reason these games don't have training courses. So I went right into the first mission, Fog of War, where you get to play as CIA agent Alex Keller, and you get sent to locate barrels of toxic gas.
Jackpot.
After finding them, we take the truckloads and start driving away, but we end up getting ambushed and they kill everybody except Alex. Which brings us to 24 hours later in Piccadilly. I also got my first trophy in this mission for getting through the whole thing without harming any civilian. Trigger discipline. The next mission was Embedded, where we meet Farah and her brother Hadir. We agree to help them and have to go through the town blowing up enemy helicopters. For a trophy, I also have to carry this cement block with me from the start all the way to the end. On the way, I also got Play Dead for taking out all of the enemies in this area. Then I made my way to the end with my block and realized I'm an idiot and grabbed the wrong one. So I went through the whole mission again and made sure to grab only 1 brick this time, which got me companion block. After that was Proxy War, where we have to help Farah and her army take out the enemies in their helicopters, which was the perfect time for me to get these 2 trophies at the same time. One for taking down a helicopter with a Molotov, and the other for getting 4 people at once with one. Ashes to Ashes and Wildfire. I made my way through until I got to the mission Clean House, where there's a trophy for going through the whole mission using only 1 bullet per enemy.
Hello, motherfucker.
Get down! Get down!
Don't shoot. Don't shoot, please. They were going to kill me.
Don't move!
They
Stop!
locked me in here.
Drop her. I said stop! Clear.
Golden Pad. Then we learn the name of the enemy leader we're after, the Wolf. Right after that, we're sent to hunt him down, bringing us to the mission Hunting Party. On the way through, I found a crawling enemy and threw a smoke grenade at him for the trophy Good Effect on Target. Also around this level is a bunch of tripwires, and I needed to blow up 3 of them for a trophy. Once I get to the end of the mission, I finally capture the ugly son of a bitch, and we bring him back to the embassy. Right away, his boy the Butcher brings his army and attacks us, killing everybody and getting him back. Right after, while holding off the rest of the enemies, I got another trophy for destroying 4 trucks with drone strikes before they can reach me. Love from above. That brings us to Highway of Death, where we're supposed to ambush the enemy, but it ends up being the other way around. An armored truck starts heading towards me and I snipe the metal plates off and snipe the driver, getting me driver's ed. Damn that truck. Guy's sporadic driving. After that, a bunch of APCs head my way and I have to snipe out all of the tires off of 3 of them for pit stop. Pit stop. Then Hadir asked me to help him, so I run over and push his truck.
Open it, Alex!
Huh? Which ends up being the chemical barrels, setting them off and killing everyone on our side. It was Farah's brother all along.
Get off of me! How could you do this?
Sister, listen to me. I stole the gas from the Russians. To help us. Only to help us. Tell Farah. Tell her, Alex.
We're then sent into a flashback of Farah and Hadir as kids, and we have to watch a huge Russian man kill our father. We run through the house, turning him around like a zombie, until I find a screwdriver to stab him with. Then we make our way through to the end for the trophy 2 birds for getting a collateral on these 2 enemies. Damn, I got it first try. Next mission is the Wolf's Den. Me and Farah run through the underground tunnels looking for her brother and the wolf. And I had 2 trophies to get along the way. For Tunnel Rat, I had to go through the whole underground part using only the pistol with nothing else. Near the end of the mission was the other trophy for killing 3 enemies while on a ladder. No. Again, bro. Come on. Yes, I got it. Got it. We find the wolf in a room with a bomb strapped to him and a 20-second
Cut the
countdown.
wire exactly when I say, not before.
Ready.
Green wire. In 3.
Shit. Shit.
Okay, apparently I suck at this.
Good job.
Too many. All stations, this is Echo
Yes, I got it.
3-1 in the
Tunnel
blind.
Rat. The mission after that is another flashback of Farah and Hadir, this time only 10 years back, where we're held captive by General Barkov. He brings me into a room to torture me where I spit in his face for this. Ah. Got
Playing it
something
rough,
on your
huh,
face,
Farah?
buddy.
Good. That's enough.
After taking a nice bath, we escape and free everyone else and have to run to the end of the mission without getting hit by any snipers to get dodged a bullet. Right after, a young Price swings in, saving us and showing how Farah and him met.
Send a jump price. Where are the others?
Next up is Old Comrades, where we have to chase down and kidnap the Butcher. But along the way, I had to kill enemies with 8 different weapons for hot swap. Oh, I did get it. Oh, cool. Price gets Hadir's location out of the Butcher, and we head into the mission going dark. And the first thing I do is go to each location and shut off the power for this. Lights out. We find the traitor and bring him back to the helicopter, where he claims and also tells us where Barkov's gas facility is, which brings us to the last mission, Into the Furnace. There's only 1 trophy to get going through this one, and it's Warheads on Forehead. We're getting through the first part of the mission using only drone strikes, which I really should have just done on Recruit, but I was determined to get it now. And after laying around and waiting and dying about 20 times, I finally got it.
Clear.
Hey, I got it. Warheads on Foreheads. All I had to do now was get to the end, killing a single juggernaut along the way, because that's difficult, I guess. Then I fight my way through the rest of the enemies and plant a bomb on the pipes, switching me over to Farah to kill Barkov and end the game.
What's the status?
Captain, Barkov is dead.
What?
E-time. Complete the single campaign on any difficulty. Veteran. With the campaign done, there was only 5 more trophies for the platinum, and then the special ops one for the 100%. The first trophy I went back for was an easy one. I could have gotten earlier, but I didn't even notice it was on the list. Alright, all I have to do is run over here and kill a helicopter pilot, and I should get the trophy. There we go, long way down. Got it. Then another easy one I missed, where I just have to blow up this gunner with a grenade. Nothing but net. For the third one, I had to go back to Clean House and shoot this enemy through the door to save Buddy here. There it is, wall hacks. Then I had to go back to Piccadilly for Circus Tour, where I have to kill an enemy in 4 different areas. I almost screwed it up here, but luckily another enemy ended up coming down the stairs. Circus Tour. And finally, the last trophy. I have to go into the mission going dark and go through it, taking out every single enemy without setting off alarms. But just like every other trophy in this game, you can reset checkpoint if you do get caught. And not to brag or anything, but I did get it all without resetting. I did almost mess up at the very end here though. There we go. Oh wow, I actually got it. I thought I was gonna have to redo it. And the platinum. That's all they could name it, tier 1. Wow. Alright. For the last trophy to get the 100%, I had to complete 4 special op missions, and I thought no one would be playing this, but I was completely wrong. My first time loading up, I got into a lobby. I mean, we died, but at least I knew there was other people playing. So I went right back in and got another full lobby in the mission Kuvalda. While killing juggernauts and fighting off waves of enemies, me and the team had to download data from computers to find boxes and put trackers on them. Then we just had to exfil, getting the mission done second try. The next one was Paladin, which ended up being a really intense one, so thanks to these guys for getting through it on my first run. We had to save a hostage and bring her to exile, but the game tricks you and makes you think you're exfilling, and then you have to go back and follow and protect a tank and fight off hundreds of non-stop enemies in multiple places, and one after another everyone kept getting knocked. I mean, except me of course. But after 15 minutes of sweating, fighting non-stop enemies and reviving each other, we finally got to the exfil. Third one was another pretty intense one, but I luckily got really good teammates. It's almost the same as the last with the non-stop enemies and jugs, but we had to run around the stadium collecting data from a bunch of different points while fighting them off. Also got this one on the first run. Then the very last one and the hardest of all, I could not find a lobby at all until the next day, but when I did, oh man were we doing good. It's supposed to be a silent mission, but we went in guns blazing, wiping out everyone, working our way through to the airplane. We ran through the airplane like nothing, grabbed the core and flew out. But everyone landed right with the enemies, getting them all knocked. One guy even left. I tried my best to get them, but we ended up going down as well. We died right at the end of the last mission I needed. But I jumped right back in and found another team, and to my surprise we made it all the way through like it was nothing. Exfilled with the core and got me the last trophy of the game, Liberation. Now that this game has 100%, it's time for Modern Warfare 2. So this game only has 25 trophies, but it's listed as being a little bit more difficult at a 5 out of 10, and I'm assuming that's just because the special op missions are needed for the platinum in this game, unlike the last. But first thing, like always, is to start up the campaign on Veteran. I start off as Ghost and we have to missile strike the enemy leader. Then we fast forward to 7 months later when we find out his little buddy Hassan has stepped up to boss man and he's working with the cartel.
Well, let's get him.
So we head out to find him, but we end up coming across this instead.
What the fuck is this?
We found a weapons cache. Hassan's got missiles. They're American.
When I get to the mission Wet Work, I got my first trophy, Crocodile, but I might have not recorded it. All I had to do though was shoot 3 enemies while underwater. In one of the boats, I find this guy taking a nice little nap in the shower. So like my ex, I take his phone and go through the texts, and we find out when the meeting is, which leads us to capture this no-named individual. And apparently during the cutscene, he tells us where Hassan is, which is when we get to meet the new character from the Mexican Special Forces, Alejandro Vargas. In our journey chasing him down, the whole gang comes together. We eventually capture him, but General Shepard tells us,
Without proof, we need to turn him loose, see where he leads us. It's right here, you can't be serious.
but we take his phone and find out the location of some facility. And these guys need to stop texting this stuff. But in this mission, I finally got another trophy. I had to get through to the end without setting off any alarms, which takes a bit of time, but as long as you gas the enemies out of the buildings and stealth kill the other guys, it's not that hard. When we were about to exfil the mission, we see Laswell get taken by the enemies. So of course, the next thing to do is to get her back.
See you down the road.
After hanging upside down for 5 minutes, I hop into this truck, and after stealing 4 more vehicles like it's GTA, I get the trophy test drive. After we've saved Laswell, I get to meet this nice lady.
Who leads Shadow Company?
This mission has another stealth trophy for going through the whole house undetected, and I decided to watch a guide video, which absolutely screwed me, and it got me stuck at a horrible checkpoint. So instead of restarting, my hard-headed ass spent the next 10 minutes figuring out a way past. When I finally did it, I got Ghost in training. We capture Valeria, aka El Sinombre, and she gives us the location of an oil rig with the missile. On the way up, there's a porta potty with someone using it, and when I shoot them, I get a crappy way to die. Definitely is. After we've cleared the rig, we find out the missile control is leaving on a ship, so we speedboat over there and crash into it. And this is where I can get the trophy Don't Touch the Deck. And I mean, you should be able to guess what that's for, but if you can't, I have to get across the whole ship without touching the deck, which I made extra hard by doing on Veteran. The amount of times I died to enemies was painful, but I did eventually hop my way over there and I got the trophy. From there, we blow up the missile and head back to base.
What's this?
This is the immediate future. Step away from the gate.
What?
You heard me.
You're crazy. This is my base.
Not a base. This is a sizable covert facility, and I admire it. So I'm taking. You boys have been relieved. Thank you for your service.
No. I don't take orders from you.
No one needs to get hurt here.
I'm calling Shepard.
General Shepard sends his regards. He told me y'all wouldn't take this well.
My men are inside!
I'm afraid not. Your men have been detained.
Graves, what the fuck? Go, Johnny! Get out of there! Go!
Of course, it can't be a MW2 remake without a crazy betrayal. Which also brings me into a crazy mission, alone. You have to navigate through a town full of enemies with only stuff you can scavenge.
Look off a fan blade.
But to make it harder, I wanted to get the trophy gunless along the way. For that, I had to get through the whole mission without firing a gun. I was able to make it through the first part easy. But once I got to the second half, there's 2 safes I wanted to open for a future trophy, so I didn't have to come back. But once again, good old shitty checkpoints screwed me over. After a lot of dying and raging, I managed to sneak my way out. I also got the beautiful graphic glitch, where you can see every light in the game that somehow they still haven't fixed 2 years later. While trying to see through my Christmas tree of a screen, I basically just smoke bombed and ran past the rest of the enemies to link up with Ghost, finishing the mission and popping the trophy gunless.
All right, Johnny. You made it.
After that, we have to go break into a prison to save. At the start, there's a camera part where you have to control Ghost and it has a trophy for completing it in under 4 minutes. But I failed that, so I'll come back to it later. But after we saved Bro, I got 2 easy trophies. The first, I had to kill flashed enemies with a Molotov, a Semtex, and a frag. Then I just had to beat someone with a riot shield for Wall of Duty. As we're making our way out of the prison, we almost get overwhelmed, but Captain Price saves us, bringing the whole gang together. Then we find out the reason Graves and Shepard turned against us was because they are the ones who gave the missiles to the enemies, and they're trying to cover their own asses. We form Ghost Team and lay siege against the base they took from us, which brings us to a boss fight against a tank. But I was more focused on a trophy than trying to win, and guess what? I didn't get it. Thanks to my trusty riot shield, I grabbed a few C4s and blew up Graves no problem. We find Valeria stashed away in a shipping container. Her and Price flirt a bit, and she tells us where the last missile is.
Chicago.
So guess where we're going? Right off the start of the mission, I have a chance for a trophy. I have to kill every enemy without alerting them. The second part of this mission is just fighting through a lot of enemies. And of course, for the first time, my game freezes on the last mission. But luckily, I spawned right back at the same spot when I loaded it up. The missile ends up getting launched, so we have to chase Hassan down fast. I fall down an elevator shaft and land right beside him with the controls.
Huh?
But now I have no weapons. I hide in the corner like a little kid doing something he shouldn't, and with Laswell's help, we blow up the missile before it can hit.
Air Force will confirm. Thank you, Sergeant.
I try to box cutter my way out, but we end up getting shot by Hassan.
I told you your nation would see fire. You think you can stop me?
Ghost. Soap. Watch the window.
Attacking. We are invading.
Perfect show, LT. You called it, Sergeant.
All stations. Hassan's down. Enemy KIA.
Just like the end of a Marvel movie, once the credits are done, we get to find out who we're after in the next game.
is he?
Makarov.
But now there's only 6 trophies left until Special Ops. First up, I had to hop into Violence and Timing, and instead of stealing cars, this time I had to make my way all the way to the end with my first vehicle. Then I had to go back and get the 3rd safe for the trophy Gentleman Thief. After that was Nessie. I just had to get to the boat without being seen. Light work. Next was a really quick one, Daredevil. I just had to get 2 kills while I was flashed, and I kind of forgot to record it, but here's the trophy. Then the one I missed while I was doing the tank fight. Gotta shoot all 33 targets around the area, which I just followed a guide for since I missed a few the other time. Which is exactly what I did for the last one as well, where you have to guide ghosts through the CCTV cameras in under 4 minutes.
No. Another APC with your name on it.
Which got me no time to lose, and that is every campaign trophy done. So now it's time for Special Ops. I've got 6 trophies to get here before the platinum. First one is for getting my first star, 3 of them for completing missions with 3 stars, 1 for getting intel, and the last for completing one of them without triggering any alarms, which is exactly as hard as it sounds. First mission I tried out was Defender Mount Zaya. Me and my teammate have to defend multiple different spots around the area and make sure the enemies don't plant bombs. We did finish the mission, but we were 1 bomb too many for 3 stars. I did get the trophy only the beginning though, for getting my first one. So I started the same mission back up and got a different teammate. This time it was a piece of cake. We got through with 0 bombs planted, getting me 3 stars and the trophy Kings of the Mountain. The second operation is Denied Area, and for this one we had to destroy multiple SAM sites covered with enemies and juggernauts, and they're all a super far drive from each other. To get 3 stars, the whole mission has to be done in 16 minutes. Things were going great until the second SAM site. A helicopter destroyed our truck, so I had to start running towards the next area, but the helicopter caught up to us and killed us both. We continued and happened to spawn at the same spot with our truck back. I didn't think the trophy was gonna still work, but we ended up finishing the mission and we got 7 seconds short of the 16 minutes, getting me Hellride. Now for the last one, Low Profile. This is the one where I have to complete without setting off any alarms. But first I had to get the 3 stars trophy. So to get that, we have to go to 3 different sites throughout this town and collect radioactive objects from each. We got through first try in 12 minutes and got me the trophy Night Fight. Now I had to complete that mission again, but without setting off alarms. So I watched a few guides and then jumped in, but right away I learned this would not be possible with a teammate. I tried multiple times, but we just couldn't get it. Eventually I got a game by myself and realized that's the best way to go. But I screwed that one up and didn't get it. I tried a few more times that night, but just kept failing. So I got off and went to bed.
I'm just a big toasty cinnamon bun.
But right when I woke up the next morning, I just had this feeling. So I hopped on, and my very first game, I got the lobby to myself. With all my practice from the night before, I flew through the first 2 spots, and at the last, all I had to do was grab it.
Those materials is more important than killing
I got it, going dark. Yes, I got it. Oh man, finally. What an insane trophy. Now, all that was left was to collect intel items around the missions. Alright, last one right here. Platinum, full SSE. Come on. We are RTB. There we go. Finally got it. Not time for MW3. When I first started these games, I had no clue what I was getting myself into with MW3. I had bought the game on disc for PS5, but quickly realized that that's just a DLC with no platinum. So I got the PS4 version, then I looked at the trophy guide and seen it was a 6 out of 10 difficulty and takes 50 hours. Not bad. So then I looked into the trophy list and seen that only just over 1,000 people have gotten the platinum, and the reason being is the zombies mode. You have to complete 3 full tiers of missions, defeat a boss with a full team of 6, and kill 50,000 zombies.
Okay.
But before I do all that, there's a campaign to finish. On the first mission, we spawn in as Russian soldiers and break into some sort of prison. Right off the start, while rappelling down, I accidentally got my first trophy. Kill 12 enemies while descending in the Panopticon? Alright. Once we get to the bottom of this Panopticon, we find the prisoner we're breaking up.
Для меня это большая честь, командир Макаров.
We then see Farah get hijacked for some missiles, bringing us to the next mission, Precious Cargo. And this is what they like to call an open combat mission. But really it's just a part of the Warzone map with enemies and some objectives. This game definitely wasn't half-assed. But on my way through to find the stolen missiles, I seen a few trophies in the list I could get. The first was for gliding from a crane to this rooftop. The second, I didn't know if I would be able to get it, but I gave it a go anyways. I had to place a sentry gun on the roof of a truck and drive it around, getting 5 kills. Then I plant trackers on the missiles, ending the mission. We get a cutscene that shows us Makarov's army, and we're sent into the next, which is another open combat mission. And as you'll see, that's basically what every single mission is. But this time we're at what's supposed to be an abandoned nuclear site. But of course it's full of Makarov's men. And I did get a few more trophies here. First up was Sample Platter for using 5 different kill streaks. Then I respawned at the beginning and glided 150 meters with my parachute and got Frequent Flyer. For the last one here, I had to grab a shock charge and throw it at a sentry gun to get me. We end up finding some chemical gas that almost kills Price, but we just slip away. Laswell says she finally has a track on those missiles from before, and we head to the base where they're at. Right off the start of the mission, there's a trophy called Twofer for getting 5 collateral kills in a row. We make our way underneath the base and find the missile, and they have the chemicals from the last level on them as well. Price closes the hangar door and blows the missile up underground, but it sets off another 2 missiles we didn't know about, setting them directly at Laswell, who's undercover in a Russian base, which is the next mission. We start 3 hours before the missile launch, and like the others, there's a trophy to get right away, but this time it's a speedrun trophy, and I really had to watch a guide for this one because damn, it was hard. It took me just over 30 tries, but I'll just show you the very final run for the trophy.
He's down. Target eliminated.
Back in the field, finally. Now that we have the keycard, we meet up with Laswell's informant and he gives us a flash drive. But right then, the missiles hit and we run to a roof to exfil. After that, we spawn in a plane as one of Farah's soldiers, with some creepy guy sitting next to us. Turns out to be one of Makarov's men, and they put a bomb on her, blowing it up and making the world think Farah's army is the one that did it. Farah goes to the crash site and finds cell phone footage to clear their names, and showing everyone that Makarov is the one that did it. Next mission is a flashback to 4 years before, when Makarov pulled a no Russian, but this time in the stadium, which is how he gets put into the cell we broke him out of in the first mission. Once we catch up to these suspicious paramedics, there's a really stupid trophy for shooting a gun out of the air. Shot blocked. We capture Makarov and exfil with him, where he says this:
"I'll be seeing you again, McTavish. I promise."
And you'll see why I'm showing you that later. But in the next cutscene, we hop in on a call with our good buddy Shepard. Yep, the one that betrayed us. He even has his little buddy Graves with him. Remember the guy that blew up? Well, apparently they decided he wasn't actually dead.
Unnatural.
We all agree to work together and they give us the location of Makarov's financier. On the island there's a garage full of supercars, which I mean, like, where the fuck are you gonna drive them? But I get a trophy for blowing all of them up. Then I went around with my spotter scope tagging 60 enemies and items to get tag you're it. We find Makarov's financier and threaten to take her money.
That account is my money. I fought for it. I earned it.
We need Makarov. Where is he?
Vostok!
So we head into another open combat mission to try and find Makarov. This one's a skyscraper with multiple different routes up, which I actually kind of liked this one. I thought it was pretty cool. But first I had to go through until I found the Ascender so I could get another speedrun trophy. This time for getting from the spawn to the roof in under 45 seconds. This one was a lot easier than the last though. It only took me a couple tries to get it. Once on the roof, I kidnap Makarov's right-hand man Nolan and fly away. We find texts in his phone that lead us to the next location, where they're moving something, but it just turns out to be this guy.
Steaming Jesus.
On our way out of there, I have to chase and do a takedown on a sniper. Takedown. There it is.
Sniper down.
We extract Shepard in exchange for his info, and he tells us Makarov has bombs at the Gora Dam. Before even spawning, I get a trophy on this mission. Dialed in for customizing my loadout in every open combat mission, which I don't know how I customized it, but I'll take it. Then I had to throw a propane tank at an enemy and shoot it. I had to respawn to get the next trophy, which was for defusing this bomb with the vehicle moving. Hitchhiker. I defuse the other bombs, then we go to the next mission, which could have been cool with every character in the mission, but they just put you into an AC-130 the whole time with some dialogue. And the whole mission was just pointless. We're told we killed Makarov, but then we aren't even allowed to check.
Gold Eagle Actual to all stations. Your orders are to stand down. We got nothing but fire and brimstone out there, and that's all the confirmation we need.
And of course he's still alive, which brings us to the last mission, which let me tell you now is absolutely horrible. We chase Makarov down and find a bomb he planted in the subway, but while we're defusing it, this happens.
At the same time, red wire. Red wire, got it.
Take this to hell with you, Captain. Never bury your enemies alive.
And then he just runs away and that's it and game over. But seriously, what the fuck was that? They killed off Soap for no reason and then Makarov just runs away? What a shitty ending. And then after a cheesy funeral scene, I get these. Never buy your enemies alive. Wait, we didn't even get Makarov. Is that the end? Complete the campaign. What? That's how it ends? No way. 141 ready. Complete the campaign on veteran. 19 out of 40. Just gotta go back and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotta go back and get 6 trophies. So that's exactly what I did. First one was for getting max plate carriers on every open combat mission, and I was only missing 2. I also had to get every weapon and item crate in each one for another trophy. But while grabbing the rest in Gora Dam, I got a trophy for taking out a helicopter with a mortar strike. Then back to Reactor to destroy the 3 helicopters, but each with a different kill streak. And that got me Hilo hat trick. The next 2 were in the same mission as well. I collected my last few crates to get Gearhead. Then I had to go slide back and forth across a zipline shooting enemies to get 10 kills on it for High Wire Act. And now the final campaign trophy before the insane zombies grind. I had to use every kill streak in the campaign, so I looked up a list and Chopper Gunner was all I needed. getting me no such thing as too many. Now, let's get into the zombies. 15 zombies trophies left to get the platinum. And even though it was super late already, I wanted to jump into my first game just to get the hang of things. But quickly, I realized it was just DMZ with zombies. And I had spent a lot of time in DMZ a year or two ago, so I was hyped for this grind. I played out my first game just trying to learn everything I could and finish my first mission. Then once I hit the exfil, I got my first trophy. And so it begins. I only played a couple more games before getting off that night, but I ended up getting Gravestone for driving over 100 zombies in one match. And then I seen a downed enemy in the most dangerous part of the map, and there was a trophy for reviving someone on another team. So I ran my ass all the way over there just to get knocked. But luckily someone saved me, and then I just barely pulled the revive off, and it got me Helpful Stranger. Then I ran away as fast as I could, hitting the exfil and ending my first night on zombies. This zombies grind all happened within the next 4 days, so I'll go through each day and what trophies I got. Also along the way, I'll be working my way towards getting the End trophy by completing every single mission in Act 1, 2, and 3. Everything else is mostly gotten along the way to that trophy. But day 1 was just a chill grind day, leveling up with all my double XP to work my way towards the level 55 trophy. In one of my first matches, my teammate had a pet hellhound. He made him sit and let me pet him, which got me "you can pet the dog." Later in the same match, I was grinding out zombie kills at the exfil, and it got me 500 kills with my insured weapon for write-off. And by now, I was already fully stacked with a 3-plate and a large backpack. I even had my gun max level. I wasn't too far through the missions yet, but I had one more trophy to grab before I started grinding those. So I hopped into my next game and did back-to-back contracts, which are just different missions around the map that get you money. Like bounties, where you locate a special zombie like a mimic and kill it. Or deliver cargo, which is the last one out of 20 I needed for the trophy. You have to deliver the cargo on this truck to where it says, while evading a helicopter that tries to kill you. The rest of the day was spent going through the missions. Met a couple nice people along the way, like this guy that gave me ray gun schematics. I started flying through the missions though, and was getting 2 or 3 done in some games even. And many hours later, by the end of the day, I got to the last mission of Act 1. So I loaded up best I could and jumped in. Then when I got into the game, I had to go through a separate exfil, where I have to fight through a whole bunch of zombies to get to Dr. Jansen. And I guess they completely forgot about the campaign because look who's in the cutscene.
All this cloak and dagger stuff necessary. I'm the one who called you, remember? I'm not the one that... Huh?
And by this point I really wasn't interested in what was happening story-wise. But the gist of it was that Zakhaev is the bad guy and he has Aetherium, which is bad, and the doctor says she can stop him. I played a couple more games that night and loaded up on a bunch of good items for pack-a-punch and weapon upgrades. Also over the whole day, I brought out one of each perk so I could end the night with a couple trophies. For the first one, I brought those perks in and drank them all to get Perkaholic, for having all perks active at the same time. There we go, Perkaholic. And one of those perks is Tombstone, which lets you die and leave your stuff on the map for next game, which is exactly what I needed to do for the next trophy. So I let some zombies kill me, backed out, and loaded back in to pick up my stuff. Hey, back from the dead. Always good to end the long grind day with some trophies. Then on to day 2. And by now I was super close to level 55, so I threw on some more double XP, and after a few games while grinding through missions, it finally popped. I didn't get much else for trophies on day 2, but I did finish up the tier 2 missions and unlocked the last level. For this one, you have to exfil again to a different island and destroy 2 SAM sites. And luckily, I had a helpful teammate that tagged along. And I say luckily because it got insane fast. After those SAM sites, we had to follow and protect this ACV. It wasn't too bad until this guy spawned. And sadly, I mixed my voice sound with my game, so it's all drowned out for the rest of these clips. But trust me when I say I was freaking out. This thing was an absolute tank and I did barely any damage. My teammate ended up dying and it was all up to me. I luckily had one self-revive, but after that I was panicking like crazy. Running around up and down buildings, sweating, not knowing what to do. And all of a sudden... Oh, I was stressing. Oh, I never blinked. Holy crap, what was that? That was insane. Oh, I thought I was done for. Holy crap.
As you can see, the test was a success.
And this cutscene just tells us about a vault Skyve has with some raw Ethereum in it or something like that. Now that I was on tier 3, I went and made a post on PSN profiles looking for some teammates to help with the last trophy, hoping that someone would add me or message me by the time I got to that mission. But later that night while playing my last couple games, I randomly teamed up with these guys going crazy in zone 3, doing contract after contract. I couldn't even keep up with them, they kept flying away. But after 5 contracts in zone 3, it got me seeing red. Ending that night and bringing us over to day 3, which is by far the craziest of all. When I first hopped on, I had a message from someone named Sunsize saying he would help me. We hopped into a game together and went after the trophy Conqueror for killing a warlord, which required us to find a special keycard and then a long elevator ride up. And besides the bomb drones flying at us, it wasn't that bad. We just had to kill the warlord flying around. Right after that, when we were heading towards the exfil, the worst happened. The game had completely froze. I tried to hold out hoping it would come back, but once Sun messaged me saying his crashed too, I realized it was over. Loaded back in and we lost everything on our characters, even some levels. But at least my mission was still finished. So then we had to spend the next game doing contracts, getting money to buy everything back. So that set us back about half an hour, but at least we had everything back. And it turned out that me and him were basically on the exact same missions. So we spent the next 6 hours grinding through them. Like this one, where we had to kill a storm chaser, which we did extremely underpowered and took about 7 minutes of straight shooting. We even ran out of ammo a couple times. Then by the end of the day, he had every mission done and I was only a few away. But I had a plan. Since the mission switched to the next one done, I wanted to get every mission we had left done while finding a 6-man team and fighting the last boss to get every trophy I needed done all at once in one game, and only leaving me with the last trophy for 50,000 zombie kills. I know, sounds crazy, right? That's what we thought too. We loaded up with the best stuff we had and went in. We started off by clearing an infested stronghold, which I guess I didn't record, but hey, I'm just learning, alright? And along the way, we had picked up a 4th teammate, leaving us 2 away from the 6-man we needed. Then we had to kill a Mega Ball, which is a smaller version of the crazy thing that scared the shit out of me earlier. Killing that left me needing 100 zombie kills with my gun. So with a couple of quick evac helicopters, that was done, moving me on to the last one I needed to enter the final mission. And I just had to destroy 3 helicopters. So the whole team rushed over to an extractor contract and shot the helicopters down, bringing me to the final mission and leaving us with the goal of finding 2 more people to bring with us. So I started messaging the game chat, seeing if anyone would join, but no one would, leaving me with one option: harassment. And here's how finding our 5th teammate went. Who's this? Who's this? Hey, Mad Shark. Wanna come do a crazy boss fight? Get some rare stuff?
Only one functional rocket remains.
Sir, let's go! Let's go,
him.
sir! So I went around the map trying to find anyone I could. And all of a sudden, our teammate found someone and he joined. We called the helicopter and we were about to be off. And then he just ran away and left.
Man, what the fuck, man?
But with the clock going down, we were running out of time. I was frantically messaging the whole lobby, seeing if anybody would come with us, searching around for anybody on the map, but then out of nowhere, while I was typing, someone joined. We called in the helo and we were off. Being that we had 6 people, the boss fight was rather easy, but we worked our way through until this huge purple zombie worm pops out and spent the next 5 minutes straight shooting it. With the worm dead, I get my 2 trophies. One against all for defeating the worm in a 6-man, and finally the end for completing all 3 acts of missions, leaving me with only 1 trophy left. But before that, huge thanks to everyone that helped me with that, especially Sunsize for grinding a good 7 hours with me to get everything done. Alright, day 4 of zombies. Starting off with 31,000 kills, so I need 20,000 more probably. So it's probably gonna be here for about another 6 hours, 7 hours maybe. This is quite a grind, that's for sure. But I'll check back in at the end. So the best way to farm zombie kills is to get an Outlast contract, which sends in non-stop zombies until the 100% bar is filled. But if you stop it at 90, then just leave, you get never-ending zombies for the whole game, getting me about 3,000 a game. So that's how I spent my day. 7 hours later, I was at just over 47,000 kills going into my last game. So I loaded up with all of my best stuff since I'll never need it again, went in and started farming. And here's my last few kills for the platinum. Let's go! 50,000 fucking zombie kills. I got it. The platinum, a soldier's purpose. Let's fucking go. Oh my god, it's finally over. Wow. Damn. That's insane. 50,000 zombie kills. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna go extract and look at my stats before I delete this game. It's been about 20 minutes and my stats still haven't added up from the last game, but I got to 50,000 kills, about 35 hours, just under. Most kills I got was just a shy of 4,000. Oh, look at that. That looks so nice. 1, 2, and 3 right in a row. That looks awesome. Wow. If you're watching this, thank you so much. And if you enjoyed this video, hook up a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.